So today's agenda will be understanding about if-else block, right? This is a part of our bigger course related to Java and Selenium automation. And we have already seen about the basic structure of how if-else works, but we will do more things today. We'll do some more practical here. Okay. So those who have not um, gone through the previous session, at the end, I'll send you the link. Okay, but let's concentrate on this as of now, and this will be very helpful. If else part is very important thing. Okay, so as we discussed last time that the simple structure is this. If so the syntax, we call it syntax, right? So every programming language has certain kind of fixed kind of syntax. Okay, so there are rules how you write the statement, how you write the instructions. Okay, so if, and it's an English like thing as of now, it's very simple. Inside the if there will be a condition. So when we say condition, the answer will be either true or false. Okay, for that condition, the ultimate thing will be whether this condition is true or false. And here, if you see, if this condition is true, then this will be executed. It's like this. Okay, so we'll say it true part. Okay, we'll say it's a true part. And it's not mandatory to have else part. Okay, it's optional. But if there is, so this is false part or false block. Okay, I'll tell you through a picture also. Let's understand that part. Okay, so for example, let's say you have this. Okay, now what will happen is if this condition is true, right, then execute this. It's like this. Based on if this is true, then execute this. It's like this. Okay, this true part will be executed only if this condition is true. Okay. So for example, a very simple example will be, let's say this is a code block, one code block, right? And or you must have seen, somewhere flow chart, probably, right? In academics, we have seen flow chart, something like this. So flow chart is like this. There will be a condition check, correct? Condition check. So for example, this is, let's say A is greater than B. So there are two answers for this. Either it's true or false, correct? So if it's true, if this is true, then do something, right? So this is true. Let's say true part. Okay. If it is true, then execute another statement or a series of statements, right? This one. So, and if it is false, then do something else, right? So let's assume this part. How it will be? If it is true, or yes or no, right? True, then do this thing. If it is false, then do this thing. It's like this. Right? So it's like A is greater than B, true. Okay, do this thing. Okay, so we are saying this is true part. False, then do this thing. It's like this. So it will not go to both the places, right? It will choose either of this, either this or this. It's not possible to execute both the things at the same time. That's why we are choosing what to do. It's like this. In our program, let's see how we can do it. We have already seen it, but let's create a simple program again. So where was that? Basic Java, this one, right? Yes, we are creating a new class. Right click on the package, say new class, and if else demo, I think 3. Okay, we'll create main function, finish. Okay, so we were talking about uh, the comparison part, right? So let's assume that um, we want to, let's have a small, project itself. It will not take much time, and we will understand about mathematical calculation and all also. Okay, so how it is? So let's assume that we want to calculate, a student is getting, let's say, marks in 4 subjects. Okay, so there is a maths, English, science, and history. Let's assume there are 4 subjects, and you have to put the values into this. Then you have to calculate total. Okay, and then you have to calculate percentage. If the percentage is greater than 80, greater than or equal to 80, we'll say grade A, something like this. Okay, it happens like this generally. And let's make more things. If percentage is greater than equal to 60 and less than 80, then grade B. Okay, and if percentage is greater than equal to 40 and less than, what we will say, 60, then grade C. And if percentage is, let's say, less than 40, less than 40, we'll say grade F, let's say, fail, something like this. Okay, it's a small project, and this should be done through programming. So whenever this kind of program, you will see, you have to understand that what kind of variable you will require, what will be the data type of it, right? How you will be deciding that, how, what to print, right, based on these conditions, right? So what to do? You can also suggest me, right? So what will be maths, English, science, and history? What will be the data type of these subjects? Means we want to put the marks, right? So when we are saying marks, it's a numerical thing. So if it is a numerical thing, obviously this will be either integer or float or double, correct? So marks can be 45.5, that's possible, right? So let's keep all double. So I'm copying this and we'll put it here. We'll say there are 5 marks, correct? So we'll say, we are just declaring double maths. Okay, comma, you can put comma also, English. Okay, science, we are just declaring it, and history, 4 marks. Great. Then what will be the total? Total can also be double. Double means it will allow you decimal points also, right? So another variable which is double total. And percentage can also be like in decimal points, right? So yes, declare it like this. Great. Now the thing is, we have to put, values into this. So you have to somewhere initialize it. So as of now, we are hard coding it, right? We'll take it from the user at runtime also, but as of now, we are hard coding it. So what you can say, maths is equals to, let's assume 67 marks somebody is getting. Then English is equals to, let's say, 90. Then science, let's assume it is 78, and history, let's assume that is again 92, something like this. How you will calculate that total? Total is fine, right? Total is like addition of all this, correct? So we'll say total is equals to maths plus English plus history plus science. Fine. Total, you got the total. Then how you will calculate the percentage? How you will get the percentage? What is the formula? Can anybody suggest me how to calculate the percentage? Formula is simple. It's like, because you have already calculated total, so it will be total divided by 400, because there is 4 subject, right? And then multiplied by 100, right? That is the formula to calculate percentage. But this is making a bit confusion because it looks like, it's 400 multiplied by 100. So to resolve this, it's bracket. It's better you put bracket here, right? So total divided by 400 multiplied by 100. Perfect. And print it if you want to print. But the problem is, the thing is, based on this, we want to print grades, correct? You want to print the grade based on what is happening here. Okay. So now you have to write if else structure. Okay. And it's very simple. It's not difficult. It is all based on, like, the same statement, right? So here, once you, okay, as of now, let's print percentage first. We will check whether this percentage is coming or not, right? So let's print this. And if we will run this program, let's run this, right click, run as Java application. It's printing me 81.75 based on the calculation, based on whatever is done here, right? 67 marks, 90, 78, 92. If you calculate it, it will be 81.75, right? Fine. But we want to take the decision based on that, right? So what you can do, you can say if same thing, percentage is greater than equal to 80, what they have to do? Then system.out.println grade A. We just want to print it, right? Grade A, something like this. In the same way, there are, so can we write else here? Else means whenever percentage is less than 80, then execute this, right? We don't want to do this thing because, there are other conditions also. There are other conditions also available here. So it's better don't write else as of now, right? So what we will do, we'll write another if. Okay? So what we will do, if percentage is greater than equal to 60 and percentage is less than 80. Okay. Understand this, when you're writing AND operator, this one, that means both the conditions should be satisfied. Then only it will go here at 26th line. Okay. So I'm copying this, putting it here, grade B. I'm copying this because it will be required, just changing the numbers. So here it will be 40 less than 60, grade C. And at the end, it will be like if percentage is less than 40, then what we want to do? We want to print grade F, something like this. Okay. Because you already have percentage with you, you can play with this, right? Very simple one. If this is true, do this thing. If this is true, true means the both the conditions. If it is true, then only it will execute this. Otherwise, it will go to the next condition check. If this is true, do this thing. If this is true, do this thing. It's like this. So if will have a bracket, and inside the bracket, you will have a condition check. So if you will execute this time, because the percentage was 81 point something, right? So it's saying me grade A. Okay. And let's change the values. So for example, to fall it under 40 to 60%, one of them I'm changing it. So for example, let's say English, I make it 42. Let's see. So this time, if I'll execute, right, it will say, okay, its percent is 69.75. Even if we will change it to 42, grade will be B. Correct. Now let's understand how the execution happens. For that, if you want to understand, you can put debug points. Okay, how to put the debug point? We are learning a new thing here. At the line number, if you see at the left hand side, anywhere you can put the debug point. Debug point means you want to pause a program for some time, and based on your instruction, it will go to the next line. It's very easy thing. You can put a debug point, let's say here, right? Just at the point where you are calculating percentage, right? So I did just double click in this blue bar, that's it. Or you can right click and say debug toggle breakpoint. You can put it like this also, but it's better just double click. You will get a circular blue icon here, small one, which is indicating that you have a breakpoint at this line. Okay. Now, when you are putting a breakpoint, you have to run in debug mode. You cannot simply say right click, run as Java application. That will not stop your program. It's very fast, done. But if you want to run in debug mode, you have to say debug as Java application. What will happen this time? It will ask you that whether you want to switch to the perspective. As of now, we are on run mode. Now it will go to this debug mode. See here, there is a bug icon. So it will switch to that perspective. But that's fine. We don't have to worry about it. If it is opening a lot of other things, just close it. It's not required. Fine. So if you see here now in the program, it's saying that you are at this line. See, this line is automatically highlighted. So what it is saying, okay, you are at this point as of now. So if I hover over it, see here, it's saying the total is 279.0. It's showing me runtime. What is happening in the background, it is showing. Or you can click here and say right click and say inspect. Okay. That will also show you the real-time value of any variable. Fine. So it's saying as of now, total is this. Okay, what is the value of percentage as of now? Nothing. It's not showing me because after this line, this will be calculated, right? So if you want to go to the next line, see here at the top, there are icons. Let's understand all these icons. This red icon, the rectangular or square red icon is terminate, means you want to terminate the program. You don't want to execute further. You can anytime terminate a program. This one, or if you see here in the console, here also there is this terminate icon. Anybody, anyone, any icon you can choose and click. So your program will be stopped. Okay. Then if you see here, there is a green play icon. What it says that go to the next debug point. What it says, if there is another debug point, right? If you have put in your program, it will execute all these lines, subsequent lines here, and it will go to the next debug point. We will see that example later on. And if you see here, there are two small down arrows here. One is step into. I'm not going to cover this as of now, because a bit complex. Once we will understand about the function concept, we'll go here. This step over means go to the next step. Step over, which is in shortcut F6. If I click this, see here, it's going to the next line. So line by line execution we are doing now. So now if I hover over percentage, it will show me the current value of percentage is 69.75. If I again go to the next line, it's saying that I am at line number 19 now. We are checking if percentage is greater than 80. So as of now, the value is 69.75. So this is the visual way you will get to know how your blocks, what kind of program it is executing. So if I run this next line, it will not go to the 21st line. See here, it has not gone through 21st line because this condition was false. 69.75 is greater than 80? No. That's why it has come to 24th line now. Okay, fine. We are at 24th line. As of now, the percentage value is 69.75, which is greater than 60. 69.75, which is less than 80 also. So both the condition are getting true value now. So true and true is true. So it will go inside this and it will print grade B. Okay, so as of now, we are at line number 26 in the program. Now, it will print grade B. Observe here in the console window. If I do the step over, see here, it has printed grade B. Now, percentage is still 69.75 is greater than 40. Yes. 69.75 is less than 60. No. So true and false, which will be combinedly will make it false. Okay. So true and false is also false. Okay. So AND operator means both the conditions should be true, then only it will go inside this. If I go here, see here, it has not executed 30 line. If percentage is less, so 69.75 is less than 40? No. So this will not execute this also. 34th line, it will not go. It will go to the end of the main function and your program is done. Now, if you'll go to the next line, done. So this is how debug point works. Okay. Fine. You can put multiple debug points in your program. So for example, I am putting a debug point here and I want to put a debug point at this line also. So you can just double click it. And this time, if I again say debug as Java application, see here, it has stopped here, but you don't want to execute line by line. So you can directly click on this play icon. So if I click here, see here, it is directly jumping here. That doesn't mean the middle lines are not executed. It was executed very fast. But the thing is, you don't want to do line by line thing, right? So everything is done. Grade B is printed. You are at this line now, 69.75, right? So same thing. If I do here, so done, program is done. So this is how debug point works, and it's very important, right? Many a times experienced people in testing, they also don't know how to debug, right? So here we are learning very important thing, that how to debug a program. And it's very helpful when you are in, you are getting some kind of error, your program is not working as expected. So what you can do, you can debug your program line by line to check where was the problem. Okay. This program is not efficient. I would say not optimized, right? There is a reason why this program is not an optimized program. put me in chat window why I am saying this, right? And we'll see this in the next part now.